Finch finishes picking supplies and checks his bag again, even though he already knows it's empty. Then he gets into his truck and follows the map he has been marking. He drives through an empty town, covered in sand. There are no people anywhere. So Finch doesn't care if the truck pushes cars out of the way. Suddenly, his suit warns him that a huge storm is coming. Finch drives as fast as you can. After hitting a few cars, he finally gets out of the city just in time. Soon, he reaches his underground lab, which used to be the energy company he worked for. The storm is getting close, so he quickly drags his small robot, Dewey, inside with him before the strong winds hit. Once they're safe, Finch cleans his suit and Dewey very carefully. Then, he takes a shower. While showering, Finch suddenly starts coughing hard. It shows that he is slowly dying because of the radiation he has been exposed to for years. After cleaning everything, Finch goes into the part of the lab he turned into a small apartment. His dog, Goodyear, happily greets him. They hug and play, and Goodyear eats the dog food Finch found earlier. Finch only drinks water because he doesn't have much food left. He puts today's food in the fridge and stares at a can of peaches, telling himself to save it for a special day. Then Finch starts working on his most important project, building a humanoid robot that will take care of Goodyear when Finch dies. A robot arm grabs all the books from the library shelves and scans them, uploading the information into a database for the robot's brain. Finch only stops working to throw a ball for Goodyear, who brings it back again and again. Later, Finch reads a book about radiation and gets upset when he realizes he doesn't have much time left. Instead of sleeping, he keeps working so he can finish the robot before he dies. Finch finishes most of the robot's head, but needs eyes, so he removes Dewey's eyes and promises to replace them later. When Finch activates the robot, it can't talk yet, but can nod when asked questions. Finch gets excited and works on the speech system. Finally, the robot can speak, which scares Goodyear and makes him bark. Jeff chooses the name Jeff. Jeff already knows lots of facts from the scanned books, but he must follow Finch's rules, especially the main rule. He must protect Goodyear after Finch dies. Suddenly, the power goes out. Finch goes outside to fix the wind turbine while Jeff tries to be friendly with Goodyear, but the dog just pees on his leg. Right then, Finch sees a massive storm coming, so he rushes back inside and connects Jeff to the weather system. It shows 4 storms are coming and will merge into one giant superstorm lasting around 40 days. They won't survive if they stay here. Finch decides they must leave immediately. While eating his special can of peaches and trying to ignore his nosebleed, he studies the map and sees their only chance is to travel west to San Francisco. He finishes Jeff's body, but the data transfer is only 72% because they're out of time. Jeff stands up, and Finch teaches him how to walk. Jeff falls a few times, and Goodyear keeps barking, but Jeff learns quickly. Finch packs everything he can, including his postcard collection. Dewey keeps bumping around because he has no eyes, so Finch installs new ones using a security camera. Finally, Finch, Goodyear, Jeff, and Dewey leave in an RV. As they travel, Finch talks about how the world used to be full of flowers and bees. When they reach a town, Finch stops to fix a loose part in Jeff's head. Jeff looks at the postcards and notices Finch keeps the San Francisco one in a special place. Jeff likes the Sydney postcard, but agrees to be excited about the Golden Gate Bridge instead. Finch decides they need supplies, so he takes Jeff with him. Dewey stays behind, upset. Finch teaches Jeff how to scavenge. They find a movie theater. The door is locked with a chain, but Jeff breaks it easily. Inside, Jeff sees himself in a mirror for the first time, and Finch finds a bag of popcorn. Outside, he holds the popcorn in the sun, and it pops instantly because the sun is so strong now. Their fun ends when they see the storm coming. They rush back to the RV. The storm is too fast, so they tie the RV with heavy wires. Finch gets tired because of his illness, so Jeff finishes the job. Finch puts Goodyear in a cabinet and blocks all the windows. Jeff finishes tying the wires and runs into the RV just before the storm hits. The RV shakes violently. The wires snap one by one until only Jeff's wire holds. When the storm finally ends, they come out. Finch sees that Jeff's strong wire saved them, but one tire is ruined. Jeff lifts the RV so Finch can change it. They rest overnight. In the morning, they open the solar panels again. Jeff tries to bark at Goodyear, thinking he can learn language. Finch explains trust takes time. Jeff asks what trust is, and Finch tells a story from his first job. He helped his team finish a project, but gave them all the credit to gain their trust. Jeff doesn't understand and thinks Finch actually didn't trust them. Finch starts coughing badly, so he stops the RV at a restaurant. He goes inside without his suit and begins coughing blood. Goodyear refuses to go outside with Jeff, so Finch takes him inside himself. Jeff tries to learn how to use the RV and accidentally drives it into a car. Finch rushes out and Goodyear almost steps into the sunlight, but Finch saves him. Finch scolds Jeff for messing up and shows how dangerous the sun is by putting his hand out briefly, burning it. Jeff feels sad. Finch later teaches Jeff how to drive properly. Jeff bumps into rocks at first, but soon drives well. That night, they camp and watch the northern lights, now clearly visible because the ozone layer is gone. Jeff asks why they don't drive at night. Finch tells him it's dangerous because hungry people attack in the dark. The next morning, Finch is very sick and throwing up. Jeff takes care of him and keeps driving. When they reach a city, Jeff tells Goodyear to stay with Finch. Jeff and Dewey go scavenging in a hospital. Jeff finds some medicine and a jacket. He also opens a cabinet full of useful things. Dewey finds food, but steps into a bear trap and gets destroyed. Finch wakes up, notices the robots are gone, and goes after them. He sadly turns off Dewey to stop his suffering. Someone is nearby, but it turns out to be Jeff. Finch scolds him for not realizing the place was a trap. They hear noises and run. Finch falls, coughing, but Jeff helps him escape. They reach the RV and drive away, not noticing a car following them. At night, Finch sees the car chasing them. Jeff turns off the headlights since he can see in the dark, but the car still follows. Finch sees an underpass and drives toward it. Jeff says the RV is too tall, but Finch panics and keeps going. The RV hits the top and destroys its solar panels. Jeff pushes the RV fully under the bridge to hide. They wait quietly until the car passes. Finch checks the RV and realizes it can't be repaired. He gets angry at himself and even yells at Jeff. Jeff still follows him inside and says he believes in him. Finch shares a sad story. After the solar flare, he found only noodles in a supermarket. Then he saw a mother and daughter with supplies. The daughter had a gun. A crazy man came and tried to rob them. They fought, and the man shot both mother and daughter. When Finch checked their bag, he found a scared little puppy, Goodyear. He took him and promised to protect him. That day, he learned not to trust people. The next morning, Jeff drives while Finch rests. Jeff looks at the postcards and discovers the San Francisco one is signed Dad, not Uncle. Suddenly, the computer says UV levels are safe, and they hit a butterfly. Jeff stops the RV and wakes Finch. Finch puts his hand outside. It doesn't burn. He happily steps out and enjoys the sunlight. They find flowers and butterflies. Later, they travel through an area full of plants. Finch puts on his nice suit and has a picnic in the sun. Jeff says he saw the group at the bridge last night, which means Jeff is starting to dream. Jeff asks why Finch lied about the postcard. Finch explains that his mom told him his dad had Viking blood. His father built bridges and traveled a lot. He never met him until he got a postcard on his 15th birthday. His dad hoped to meet him one day, so Finch bought a fancy suit for that moment. But his dad never contacted him again. Finch kept the postcard and started collecting more. Jeff happily says they can reach the Golden Gate in 18 hours. Finch reminds him he won't live that long. Finch makes Jeff promise to protect Goodyear. They play ball, but Goodyear still brings it back only to Finch. Suddenly, Finch coughs up blood. When Jeff asks if he can help, Finch says he already has. Jeff shakes Jeff's hand and hugs him. Then he goes inside the RV to rest. Goodyear cries, and Jeff knows Finch has died. To honor him, Jeff and Goodyear give Finch a Viking funeral, burning his body in the UV suit. Jeff feels lost, but remembers his promise. He feeds Goodyear and plays fetch. For the first time, Goodyear brings the ball back to Jeff. They bond, and Goodyear even hugs him. They continue their journey. When they reach San Francisco, Jeff builds a small memorial for Finch. Then he walks to the Golden Gate with Goodyear. Jeff is amazed and notices people left messages for their loved ones. It means there are other survivors. Jeff hangs Finch's postcard with a drawing of him and Goodyear, then walks away with the dog to start a new life.